Hello, this is Michele Knight. Welcome to your September monthly astrology. We're all set to get grounded and do some hard but valuable work this month as we have a grand fire trine, not a grand earth trine, and it's very much Virgo season. Here's your monthly astrology. Hey Aquarius, it gets very intense in the first 2 weeks of September, but it's very, very positive, and at the end of it you can truly come into your power, express your power, realize your power, and sling off any chains that have made you feel powerless. Obviously not necessarily all in one go, but it really could be a great time of breakthrough. You're looking at what you value, you're looking at what's important to you, you're looking at everything primal in your life. Life, death, sex, rebirth, money, anything to do with power and powerlessness. It's intense, but you are determined to go through a rebirth and stand in your power. But of course, to do that, you have to look at some of the crap that's led you to feeling powerless. However, this is a really good month. It's not like we've had all the negativity and we've had some very intense stuff this year astrologically, all that retrograde season, blah blah blah. We're over that now, so this should be quite a straightforward process even. Let's have a look at the beginning, and straight away we have Mercury trine Uranus. Trine is always good. Okay, Uranus brings up things that are surprising, so there may be something to do with your family or your home where you felt powerless, where you felt out of control, and suddenly there's a shift, and it will be quite sudden and out of the blue. We then have Venus, the planet of love, in your intense primal zone, so you're like really feeling the raw feelings when it comes to your intimate relationships, trining Saturn. There's still, a bit of clarity that needs to come when it comes to your relationships, but you want to be committed to having relationships that work for you on a soul level, where you have a real connection. It's not superficial. It's not just based on sex. It's not just based on money. It's not just based on power. You have a relationship that's based on an equality of spirit and a deep understanding of each other. Yes, there may be lots of temptations to do with affairs this month, because that energy is very raw. You're feeling things on a raw basis. Oh, can I see this? Hold on a minute. Me old eyes. Anyway, the Sun, Mercury and Mars are all in that energy. You are not, in fact also you've got to watch out, you might be feeling quite vengeful. If people piss you off, you might go in too strong to retaliate, because you've had enough basically. You will not be a doormat for anyone anymore. You're like, right, this is who I am, this is my worth. And that's the key point. You know your worth, and you're drawing the line right there. Mercury is trine Saturn. You are also actually committing to a more spiritual life, to a more honest life. Anything that has been hidden or any kind of secrets that you've had, you're admitting to yourself. Not necessarily your secrets will come out, but you're looking at, why have I got secrets? What does it mean? What have I been doing in my life that I have had to kind of not be honest? You're looking at your personal integrity and taking that forward. If you've been mixing with someone who is a liar or has been sort of pulling the wool over your eyes, you're like, boom, no, not having it anymore. And you're seeing it for what it is. You're also understanding your karmic connections to people, what they've taught you, even if they've taught you just to love yourself and walk away. You're learning about the message of those karmic connections. You know what I mean by karmic connections? When you meet someone and you've got that intensity, or sometimes we have it with our family members. They're there and it's a painful lesson, but you're seeing the lessons for what they are. The energy does shift around the 14th when everything starts to, it's like you've done all that intense work and you're free from it. There's lots of issues coming up with Pluto as well, freeing you, cutting the ties with what's going on. Where is that now? Hold on a minute. Blah, 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 Pluto. Yeah, Sun in Virgo, trine Pluto in Capricorn. You're like, the commitment to change is very, very strong, and it's a spiritual change. It's a spiritual refresh. It's not superficial. Anyway, things really start to transform on the 14th, where we head into the next season for you, which is all about adventure. You're bold, you've dealt with the deep, dark stuff, and now you're like, no, I want to adventure, I want to really push myself and leap and gallop over my limits so that I can be a free spirit. And that's the energy, which is your natural nature. And you're also being freer in your relationships, freer in your romantic relationships. We have a full moon on the 14th UK time, which is making you think about your own sense of security and what you want to commit to and what abundance you want to draw to you. And by finding your authentic self and dealing with all that crap and dealing with the relationships that compromise you, you know, maybe you've had someone that you're sleeping with and you're very, very attracted to them, but ultimately it's wrong for you. It makes you feel bad. You know, there are hidden elements to it. And now you're like, you know, I'm not doing it anymore. I want to have an open life, you know, where I can just truly be myself, express myself in all that I am. And as I say, from the 14th onwards, there's a very intense energy in your outgoing and freedom, basically. You're finding a new sense of freedom. The other energy does sort of come to a head with the grand earth trine if you include the moon on the 19th, and you may be dealing with family issues then, or issues where you feel powerless around your home and you decide to make changes. You have the energy and the strength to make changes. The new supermoon unleashes this sense of freedom and brings to you, you know, ideas to travel, ideas to stretch your wings, maybe even move to a different country or a different area to free yourself. You learning something completely new, being completely maverick and open. And that's the energy as we get to the end. Let's see what the tarot has to say for you, Aquarius. Aquarius, we've got the Four of Pentacles. You might be trying to protect yourself initially when this energy comes up. You know, the Four of Chakras is a tarot card where they're blocking every kind of part of yourself because you're fearful of what's happening next. With all this 8th house energy in the first 2 weeks, it's important that you're fearless, or you will become fearless whether you like it or not. And that will lead to your happiness and a sense of joy and wonder. When you knock out those Four of Pentacles and you start to feel again, you feel happiness. When you're protecting yourself, okay, you might be protecting yourself from being hurt, but then you're also protecting yourself from joyful feelings and wonder and the magnificence that you deserve. The Two of Wands, you're definitely at this point where you're looking out and looking at what can I do and where can I travel to. And the Chariot, I mean, you know, the Chariot's all about movement forward, but the Chariot has no reins. It's about understanding that the Chariot, your life chariot, your soul carriage, is fueled by your thoughts and your beliefs, you know, and you're about to make a radical leap forward in your thinking and in your need for freedom and in your need to be empowered. And by the end of that month, there should be many adventures ahead for you. Take care, gorgeous, and I'll speak to you soon.